after that long 3-game road stretch, how does this big victory make you guys feel going into these next couple of games?
I think that we feel good. Just continuing to build our confidence and knowing that it's really important for us to stick together as a team and to have each other's back and continue to grow. And I think we took another step forward today in growing and having next play mentality and not worrying about, yeah, I missed a shot, but I'm gonna get back on defense, or I'll turn the ball around, I have my teammates back. So just continuing to stick together as a team.
Cora.
For both players, just after Sunday's game, Kim was pretty honest with us about what she saw, and I'm sure she's sharing similar things with you guys. Do you feel like as a team that was something you guys needed to hear in that moment, and how did that motivate you guys to turn the page and respond?
It definitely motivated us. Sometimes you gotta hear the truth, and sometimes the truth is hard to hear. And we understood that we all have to do our part. Not one person, not two people, but we all have to do what we can and give our 100% effort.
I think that was good to hear. We wanted to prove her so wrong. So, like I said, we came out today and, tried to do that.
Final question for the players.
For both players as well, just how do you make sure a performance like tonight carries over into some of these ranked matchups over the next few weeks, that you don't revert back to what happened on Sunday?
It starts in practice.
Yeah, just picking apart our best plays and, just instilling that and continuing to do that, and just I feel like when we have our energy, that's when we play our best. So continue to do that.
Right. Thanks for listening tonight.
Thank you.
Questions for Coach? We'll start with Maria.
Coach, same question I had for Alyssa. I mean, there was a lot of noise this week, and you've got a lot of young players, and this is your second year. How proud are you of this team? How proud of this team are you that they were able to absorb everything said and done and respond like this tonight?
Yeah, they absorbed it pretty quick. I mean, we had an off day, and by the end of the next day, we were moving on. We were moving forward. And I think they did a great job with it and said, hey, this is what it looks like. This is, whether you feel like you're doing it or not, this is what it looks like. We got to stop it.
John and Cora.
What did you like about the offense in the first half? There was a ton of movement. You were moving the ball well. Did you feel like that carried into the second half? And then also just to carry a full 40 minutes for the most part.
Yeah.
Just how big is that?
Yeah, the 40 minutes was really important, that we didn't come out and get lax and see a score and then start taking shots that are not within our offense, people trying to get there. So I didn't see any of that tonight, not 1 second of it, which was really important to me. It meant something to me. I think we did take our foot off the gas a little bit defensively, but not much. And then I think offensively at the beginning of the game, we were sharing the ball. We were going to the rim strong. We were taking good shots. And again, our defense was pretty good. And when our defense is solid, our offense usually follows along.
Cora and then Paige.
When you think about just, I guess, the practices this week, shoot around, warm-ups, and the game tonight, what was most important to you about their response that you saw, whether it, body language or energy, or what really stuck out to you?
I think what stuck out to me was we had people that really responded to trying to lead and attention to detail, and it was a wake-up call, I think, across the board. And I think every person just was a little more on edge and a little more, hey, we do have to fix this. This is not acceptable. And the attention to detail, repeating things, eye contact, body language, all of it was better. And then again, we're not going to check this box. This box is going to remain unchecked. We're going to continue to work on this all year.
Janiyah Barker, I guess from like a holistic approach, it seemed like she had probably one of her best games this season, especially being a voice in the huddle and just having that good energy on the court and then matching that with her production on the court. What stood out to you most about what she provided the team tonight?
Yeah, I think she played really hard. I think she didn't take a second off. She played hard. She was one of her best defensive nights. She was talking. She always rebounds really well for us. And I think her takes to the rim were the best I have seen. She was strong taking the ball to the rim. On an offensive rebound putbacks, just going up and getting it and putting them back up with confidence, not afraid of contact, just willing her way to the rim, which was good to see because she has so much size and so much talent. She should do that every night.
Caleb and Ryan.
Do you have an update on Mia's status?
I don't know.
And was that an injury that happened in the South Carolina game, or is that a practice?
I think it was South Carolina.
Ryan, here.
just for Denia to be up here and talk about, we believe in the system, we believe in the coach. How much does that, how important is that to hear that from players and for them to still have that confidence right now?
Yeah, I think, again, as I told you guys last time we met, it was, do you think you can do this? Absolutely. That's not the question. It's the how. It's the why. It's why do these things keep happening? Why do we keep having games like this? And we're still trying to get to the root of that.
Cora, Maria, and Sam.
I mean, you guys had a little bit of size on them tonight, but the rebounding, just what did you like about what you saw on the boards?
Yeah, I think that when we push pace in transition, it defers people from trying to go get their rebounds. So I do think pace was really good at the beginning of the game. It was probably the best it's been in a really long time. And then we talked a lot in the second half about you got to go get offensive rebounds. We have to go get them. If we want to continue to score, we want to continue to trend this way offensively, we got to go get second chance points. And they did.
Coach, I've heard the expression from a coach, be careful what you show me. Because now they have shown you that they can do exactly what you want them to do, particularly with how they run the offense. Just how do you sort of help them to make sure they keep doing what they did tonight and you don't have that slippage?
Yeah, you keep your foot on the gas. I mean, there's not very many days left when you think about it. You think about how long they've been working, how long we've been together. We're towards the end of it. So there's a sense of urgency with all of us now. And it's not going to be perfect every single night. It's not going to be perfect every single quarter. But being able to play through that together, I think for us is the most important thing.
We're just talking about the importance of offensive rebounding. Denia Pearl led the team in that category, double-double. Just what did you like about her performance tonight?
Now that she played with confidence, I think she took great shots within our offense, and her and Jada did a great job as guards going to get rebounds.
You mentioned players stepped up this week. Who are you impressed with leadership-wise this week, and how nice was that to see, especially coming off of Sunday?
Yeah, it's interesting when you have a mix of young ones. I think everyone provided something. I think Alyssa was really good. Z was really, really honest. I think it was one of my proudest moments of Z, her response to this. So that was good to see. Coop was really good, vocal, which was nice because I've wanted our returners to be more vocal all year.
It felt like early on in the game that you guys were trying to establish into the game.
Yeah, we did know we had a size advantage once we found out that their post was out.
You said you saw a lot of players step up in practice, but who surprised you most tonight in this game that really stepped up leadership-wise and why?
Yeah, I think tonight, I don't know that it would be a surprise, but the person I heard consistently was Alyssa, and it's just so quiet. She's just teaching. She's just telling people what she sees. She's saying it on the sideline. It's something that doesn't show up. It's not flashy. It's not loud, but she's doing it in her own way.
Intended to really work the zone and be patient on offense. Are you really proud of your team for that? Is that something that you really hone in on in practice and being patient on offense?
Yeah, we talk about sharing the basketball. We talk about moving the ball sideline to sideline. Ball can't stick. Ball sticks with us a lot. I don't really think we had very many plays where that happened.
Expand a little bit more on the moment with Z. Was it the fact that she was, speaking up, or was it what she said that made you proud? Just could you share a little bit more about that?
Yeah. To be fully transparent, she basically said she's the one that said this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like, whether you think you're doing it or not. This is what it looks like. We have to quit doing it. If she thinks we quit and it looks like we quit, we have to fix it. And she had gone back and she watched the game and she took accountability for everything. And I think for her, it was a really big moment that everyone looked up to. And as her growth here on the floor has been great, but that moment for me was a great moment for her to really just step up and say that and say, she wants to win as a senior down the stretch.
Final question for Maria.
Coach, big game Sunday, obviously, against Texas. Also, I think it's alumni weekend. Just how do you get your team ready for the challenge that the Longhorns are going to present?
Yeah, it's going to be very different. We are going to be physical. We got to be big inside. We got to really, really, really work on box outs and going to get offensive rebounds and taking care of the ball. I'm worried about turning the ball over versus them, and hopefully we can get Mia back on the floor, but we still don't have an update.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
I'm used to the opposing coach not coming late.
All right.
you ready. We are just going to open it up to questions, so whenever you guys are ready, feel free to ask away.
Kelly, I know you talked about wanting to take it for the players, but what was that moment like when you got on the floor for the first time?
As an opposing coach. So, it's a nice welcome, a nice welcome. You just really probably get into coaching mode pretty quickly, though, after that.
Coach, first of all, it's good to see you back in Knoxville. I'm sure you heard the crowd very appreciative of you being home. I noticed you took your team to the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame, and there was a photo of you where either you were ahead of your team or you trailed your team, where you were in the Pat Summitt exhibit, just taking it all in. What was going through your mind seeing that exhibit?
The exhibit's amazing. Flight schedule dictates a lot of things. We were going to get over here early, and we felt like because we were getting here early, we would have an opportunity to go to the Hall of Fame. I think it was cool for our players to go over there, and obviously for me to be able to see, in particular, that new Pat Summitt exhibition. Or exhibit. It was really cool. Dana Hart actually toured us around and brought the picture of Pat, Shamikwa, and I out, and that was to show our team. And I think they got a kick out of it for sure. They thought it looked like Jackson Harper in the picture.
Kelly, kind of going off of Maria's question here in the back, why was it so important right when you got to Knoxville to take your team to the Women's Basketball Hall of Fame?
Well, a lot of times when we're on road trips here, you're hotel, gym, hotel, gym, hotel, gym. And like I said, sometimes the schedules dictate that. And, we were going to get over here. We had to get over here early. And we thought instead of sitting at the hotel the whole time, we would be able to do something. And that just seemed like the most appropriate thing. I think it's important that, I thought it was important for our team.
Kelly, to see the player and the person Talasia's grown into, to be able to see her again, what was that like for you? And then just how proud are you of what she's been able to do with her career?
Yeah, she's obviously a tremendous player. She's fun to watch, not fun to play against. But, she's going to do some great things, and, it's a future pro on the court.
Coach, obviously you knew this was going to be a tough matchup, and then you come in here without your post player. Just what do you take away from this game? What did you tell your team afterwards?
Well, we always want to be competitive, and we always, we don't want to settle, and, we're not searching for moral victories. That's not where we're at. But I think for our team, we have to look at what's next for us. We started our conference schedule really to 4 straight ranked opponents, and we hung in there. We hung in there through that and team. And so I want them to be able to learn from it, but move from this pretty quickly and be able to regroup and try again next time. And we've done it all year. We've done it all year, so hopefully that's something that our team can continue to do. Man, I'll tell you what, they come back to practice, win or lose, trying to get better, trying to figure out one more time. So, the challenge is to do it this late in February.
One last question about Tennessee. You played here, you coached here, you know the pride with this program, and Tennessee got humbled, to say the least, Sunday. I assume you're not surprised that Tennessee could bounce back in this kind of fashion.
Well, they did exactly what they needed to do today. Tennessee did 100% what they needed to do. Obviously, they played. Thought they played hard. They made shots. We didn't make shots. So this was a good bounce back win for them, I'm sure. Everybody's got to find some grit and toughness in February.
Just what's it been like to, take on this program, try to rebuild it, especially with a SEC that's, even deeper now, and you guys played pretty close against Texas, but just what's it been like to have that just approach of rebuild in a league like this?
Yeah, obviously taking the job, I knew what I was getting into. I knew the league. I understood the challenge that we were going to have. it's been a lot of fun. To be honest with you, maybe not the last 40 minutes of basketball, but it's been a lot of fun to try to figure it out. We've had to be creative. Unfortunately, too creative at times with our injuries that we've had to deal with and work around. My staff has done an unbelievable job getting this team where they are right now, and our team has done a really good job of believing in what we're telling them, and they really do try to do what we ask them to do, and we are far from perfect. Don't get me wrong, but it's honestly we've had a really cool journey thus far with this group.
Kelly, you in with LSU, South Carolina, and Oklahoma.
Yeah.
Just what's your message to this group, especially as the injury bug is hitting, to finish the season strong?
Yeah, we have 4 games left on our schedule, and obviously they're all difficult. And at some point, everybody in our league is going to hit that tough stretch. We had it at the beginning and really at the end, and it's mixed throughout. I mean, it's just is what it is. And I think the message that not only we have given our team, but I've heard so many other coaches saying the same thing. Man, you've got to bounce back. You got to figure a way to bounce back, and you can't let it completely defeat you. And it's hard. That is so hard. My players want to win. My players want to win real bad. And in this league, you can't let one loss turn into 2. One loss is one loss. You got to bounce back.
We'll take 1 or 2 more if you guys have.
Last thing for me, I promise. You knew this game was coming, and I think you described it as sometimes you just got to rip the Band-Aid off and get it done. Next season, Tennessee will come there. Then you'll be back in a flow. Are you kind of glad to put this one in the rearview mirror now that you're out of coach mode? I mean, the memories that would seem to flood you here could probably overwhelm you at times.
It can be a lot. I think just the number of people you want to say hello to and that want to say hello to you, and it's a lot, but I think I do a pretty good job of keeping the focus where the focus needs to be, and I understand my job, but also I get it. I understand. My name's on, I don't know if it's a star or something up there on the placard. Maybe it's on the brick. My name's on a brick up there. So I get it. Anytime I come here, I'm going to get it. And I willingly accept that. So it's just part of who I am and where I'm at, where I've been. I understand that. But I can also get on that bus and get really excited about the team I'm coaching.
We'll take 1 more if anybody has it.
One of your guards had a shirt with you and Pat on it before the game.
Yeah.
Not to get into that specifically, but just to see the support they have for you and how hard they want to play for you in your first year. Just what has that been like for you?
She bought that at the Hall of Fame. I did not know she was going to wear it, but apparently she did. I don't know. I'll be honest with you, I love our team. I love those kids. I really do. Like I said, we're not perfect. And we're going to make mistakes, but man, they try. They really do. And I do honestly enjoy coaching them. I love trying to figure out what they need to do and making adjustments, and trying to help them be their best. And I think, like I said, obviously along with our staff and our staff, I think, man, we've gotten a lot done this year with this group, and I'm really proud of that.
All right, thank you guys.
All right, thank you.